Hey, it's Cranky Craig with your Cranky Craig movie review at WWNYTV.com and on our great YouTube channel. I want to talk about this movie, Mother's Instinct. And I just want to clarify that Mothers is spelled Mothers apostrophe because it's two mothers. Clever. That may be the only thing that's clever about this film. Also, be aware there's another film that isn't spelled this way, and I haven't ever watched it, but it's probably better. This film came out last year. I'm not sure if it got a theatrical release. If it did, it was very limited. It's mainly a streaming source, but it has two very big movie stars, so I'm surprised that more people don't know about it. Well, I was surprised that more people didn't know about it until I watched it. I streamed it on Hulu. I complain a lot about American actresses not being as good as British actresses, but I got to tell you, both of these actresses starring in this are Oscar winners, Anne Hathaway and Jessica Chastain. They play next door neighbors in some suburban picture perfect neighborhood in another time. I think it's the early 60s. There's a lot of TV viewing with Kennedy mentioned in the war. Both women are housewives with only one child, and they are best friends. Hathaway plays Ceylon, which I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, who is married to Damien, played by Josh Charles, and their son is Max, played by a young actor, something with a middle initial, I don't know his name. Chastain plays Alice, who is married to Simon, played by an actor's name I don't think I can pronounce. It has three words, but that's not so important. And they also have a boy. Her husband's easy in the eyes, and he's a reliable actor. He's a reliable husband. Their son's named Theo. He's actually played by an actor named Eamon Patrick O'Connell. Ceylon is warm and a little like, Hathaway plays Ceylon as a very warm sort of housewife, and Chastain is a little bit more tightly wound. They both have a character wound. Celine can no longer have any more children, even though she wants more children. And Alice seems very capable of working in the real world, and she wants to go back to work. But of course, this is frowned upon because it's the early 1960s, and she's supposed to stay home and be a mother. This is how the movie begins, and then a tragedy strikes, and everything kind of goes downhill from there. After the tragedy strikes, the movie goes from sort of being this film about two housewives who have a really strong relationship to something completely different, and it gets really dumb. Both of these actresses give great performances, and sometimes I think they overcompensate for with these big choices because they're trying to help a sinking ship, which I would call the plot. Sometimes the plot is really interesting when it's about a mother's grief, but soon the whole thing just goes off the rails, and it has an attempt at psychological thriller or melodrama, and the bodies start piling up. Maybe Alice is crazy, maybe she's imagining things. There's some kind of brief mention about her being committed again and the husband being a jerk. It just doesn't clarify anything. Is Ceylon a murderous mother? I don't know. But like, when the bodies start piling up next door, move. That's my hint. Everyone needs to leave town. If your next door neighbor, if their bodies start showing up, move. It's kind of like Murder, She Wrote. Remember that old TV show? Most of you don't. Angela Lansbury lived in Cabot Cove, and everyone in town kept getting murdered. Every week there was people murdered. You'd think people would leave town or get the plan. Anyway, I complain constantly about movies being too long, but this movie feels too short. It tries to pack in all this plot with no motivation. It really could have used some more tension building. It's really undercooked. And that third act is just cuckoo. It's like, I don't know where they came up with that. It's all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, we have to have a plot. And it just goes off the rails. And I think this film was pretty to look at. And I think the two leading ladies are beautifully dressed in period outfits. And they tried their best. But this whole thing is super silly. And I don't understand what the purpose is. It has a total identity crisis. And the movie needs therapy. I need therapy after seeing it. Actually, you will need a glass of wine and Cliff Notes to watch it. It streams on Hulu. Check out more movie reviews at WWNYTV.com under Craig's To-Do List or our YouTube channel.